Do you know what your greatest fear is? I do. Perhaps better than you know yourself. Madness.
My Crackanory story is about a magician who loses that sense of magic and descends into madness. So I shaved my head for the part. Just thought that would be a good thing to do to prove how into it I am.
Picture a man in a straitjacket. Imagine the fear in his eyes as he struggles. Madness is the loss of everything. Madness is the loss of you and everything you are, were, or will be. Imagine this very same man on a stage. This man isn't mad. He's a magician, an escapologist. See what I did there? I made you think this was a story about a madman, a lunatic. But in actual fact, it's a story about a magician. And you know what that's called? Misdirection. I misdirected you like a bent sign or a drunk Trevor Nunn.
What makes a great storyteller? Well, for me, a great story is one that has a beginning and an end. And a middle. And not necessarily one that's populated with well-drawn characters, although that does help as well. So yeah, those are the three most important elements for me.
As we all know, it's hard to do something well when you don't like it. That's why no one asked me to do the washing up. Solomon went from the top of his game to the bottom. For Solomon, magic had lost its magic. His enthusiasm spasmed. His je ne sais quoi, c'était fini.
My favourite storyteller of all time, that's the impossible question, isn't it? Because there's just so many. So, you know, at the risk of trotting out the same list as everyone who comes on the show, I'd have to say that the obvious ones, the greats. So, Henry Bloomsburg, Franz Menth, Sergei Pantos, W.P. Morn, William Summeret, Frank J. Rhodes, you know, all the greats, the names that crop up time and time. Smith, obviously, Lancaster, but then, you know, James Serra-Smith, Clay Larimore, all the same, the greats, you know, the ones that crop up on these sorts of lists time and time again. Peter Dygents, Farrower, Turkayev, Perkins. But then I'll also read you know, a Rodney Quavers or a Dame Peggy Rathbone. So, yeah, Frank Borowitz, Hilary Quake, you know, all the greats.
This man right here is Solomon Seckerson, magician. When he was a small boy, he practiced for hour upon hour, forcing cards, perfecting false shuffles, palming eggs when he should have been studying or masturbating. Being a magician was all he ever wanted to be. He wanted to astound people, frighten people, make them gasp and wonder what was real and what was not.
Who would I choose to read me a bedtime story? Kanye West, probably. Just to bring him down a peg or two, because, you know, having to sit on the side of my bed, reading me a story, me all snuggled up in the gym jams, I'll probably get him to rub my back a bit while he's reading and do the voices. Do the voices, Kanye. You know, that would stop him showing off for at least a few minutes.